Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 452. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsad.
Bang, bang.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo!
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers, to 452 of the Gamecast. We have a bunch to talk about tonight. It was a leftover topic we were getting into during the E3 broadcast, and we had to stop. So tonight we're going to go really into Kickstarter and what that really entitles people to, what that means. That's our topic of the night. But first and foremost, let's discuss what I've been up to, really. I guess that kind of coincides with what came out for me. That's what I've been up to. I've played a lot of Bloodstained. Mm-hmm. So I'm bad at it. Like, I'm really bad at it to the point where I turned it off the other day. I'm not far. I'm not good. So I really need some help. I don't know if I'm doing it wrong, but I feel like the control wise, I don't jump back the right way, the way I want to a lot of times. Mm-hmm. So I have died to the samurai a few times. I just vague description there. There's a samurai and I have died a few times to him. And it's frustrating to the point where,
really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm like, I don't think I'm leveled up enough. Maybe I should be leveled up.
Yeah.
Okay, that maybe I just went too fast. I feel like the mobs in this game are easy, and then the bosses are like
100%
echelon, and there's no scale. It's just like boom. You're like, oh shit.
Yep.
I had a taste of that last episode when I was discussing it, where I faced the boss and I'm like, oh shit, like I was not ready for that fight. And then I did it again a couple times here. And I haven't really faced a hard mob, but I'm enjoying this game a lot, like a lot. I think it's really awesome style. Having this game come out in this day and age, it feels like Castlevania, 2D Castlevania. It does, and it's not Castlevania because fuck you, Konami. But we get the next best thing from this, and it has like the same tropes. I mean, you can see this guy like loves what he does with this game style. He loves the style, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I like the weapon stuff. I feel like there's a lot of depth in terms of this upgrade system. I'm not really touching yet, but I love exploring the castle though. It definitely has that nice feel to explore, and so I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So that's really game wise what I've played. I haven't gotten to play a lot of stuff because I've been family issue stuff. So I've been dealing with that, unfortunately, but I haven't gotten to play many games from that. So, and I saw a couple movies, so I took in my time, but yeah, so that's really it for me. Tony, did you play? You played Bloodstained too, right?
Yeah, I probably put about 5 hours in.
I'm probably I don't think the counter counts your deaths. So, because it reloads from the last save. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably like 4 hours in, but the game says like 2.5. Yeah. Because I've died so many times.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I would say, if that's the case, grind a couple levels out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it really comes down to stats. It really
does. Okay, it does. Okay.
And then, maybe try using a ranged weapon. Because that character is really weak against ranged attacks.
Oh.
I don't know if you tried the guns yet. But,
no, I have not. So there you go.
I think it might be worth exploring, stuff like that.
All right.
But I really like it. It's exactly what I wanted in the style that I wanted. The one thing I am a little disappointed by is the performance on the Switch version, because it wasn't until after it was already too late to lock in your version that you wanted that they gave the target like, oh, here's what the systems are targeting and stuff like that. And they're like, Switch 30 FPS, and I was like, whoa! I was like, really? Like I can't imagine how this game is that demanding, especially when you have a lot of these other indie games like Dead Cells and Hollow Knight and whatever, like hitting 60 FPS, no problems, or very little problem after like maybe one patch or something like that, 2 patches. And it's like, this is like, it's clearly struggling at times to even like maintain a locked 30 FPS. And I'm just like, bros, like what happened here? And it really pisses me off because I feel, with no evidence, that they delayed the Switch version 1 week just so they can send out the PS4 ones for review, like the PS4 and PC ones to review. So that was the base review one instead of the Switch one, because I feel like this would have gotten nailed if the Switch version was the one they sent out for reviews and stuff like that, because it is just I think it's like the minimum threshold for like what I consider acceptable, but it's like kind of disappointing that they weren't open and honest about that until like really late in the process. After it was.
There was an update at 4:30 today.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, come on, man! Like, how did you guys not see this coming? Like, obviously, you've been playtesting the shit out of this.
Yeah.
And so like that's like the one thing that I've been really sour on this Kickstarter, and I know I defend it, and I will defend it later on the topic. But like this, I'm just like, come on, guys! Like, don't do me dirty. Like, just be honest. Like, you didn't prioritize this one. I know it was ported to a different like company for them to do the port. You know, they didn't do it in house. So it's like, just be honest. Like, don't be like, oh, you know, blah blah blah. It's like, just say like, hey man, like this wasn't our target priority. Like, I would understand that more. But I know that would just set off a tirade on Twitter and Reddit and all that shit. So I get it, but it's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, the game is awesome. I really like the customization of Miriam. Like, there's really cool outfits, and you know, you could change her hair and her eye color, and give her like the hat and accessories and stuff like that. So that's really cool. And it's just fun to play. It's exactly what I wanted out of this. So
yeah, it is. It is. It feels like an old Nintendo game. It really does. It really does. So yeah,
and that's why I wanted it on the Switch, because like one of those things where like it just feels right to me. And plus, like it harkens back to like there was that stretch of like 10 years where the only Castlevania games we're getting were on like the DS and 3DS and stuff like that. So it's just like I wanted to continue that tradition. Like this time, I'm just like, like I was really hovering over the. I saw it for like 25, I think, on PC, and I'm just like,
yeah,
it'd be okay to triple dip on this, and I'm just like, no, I refuse right now. Like, I'm just gonna be like, just gonna wait. See what happens.
Yeah. I've seen it on sale a lot, so I think it's something that you can, maybe later, but
down the line.
Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else get this? Corey, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it on Kickstarter or through Kickstarter.
Okay.
And I've not played it yet because I actually wasn't able to get it until later today.
Oh, I thought I saw you hop on it, or maybe.
Yeah,
not.
So I popped it in and turned it on to do the update,
and
then I kind of turned it off, and then and my power was out too. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah, so all right.
Which I mean, I could still have played it, but I had to deal with the power thing.
Yeah, I know. Tony, anything else you played?
That's. So I'm sorry. No, I did play a couple things. Hung out with Eric or Edge over the weekend. We played some old school games. We played Double Dragon 2 on the NES.
Nice.
Which was like kind of like a throwback because it's on the Switch Online, the NES Online service. And he's like, Double Dragon 2. I was like, yeah. He's like, I throw us down on that. I was like, all right, yeah, let's do that. So we did that, and I think we're gonna go through like some beat 'em up shtick right now. Where it's
nice.
Like, oh yeah, let's play all these other beat 'em up games. We tried like. I got the Namco collection on Switch for like $20 last year or something like that, and he's like, "Yo, Splatterhouse is on that." I was like, "Hell yeah, Splatterhouse is on that." We loaded it up. And that game is hard as balls. Holy shit! Like,
you don't remember how bad some of these games were.
I wouldn't say it's good, but like,
no,
for the time, it was like, holy crap, this is super violent. I mean, like, it's ridiculous. And so we're just trying these old school games. There's one that was like, I think it's called like Tank Force or something like that, where it's like a 2D 1 to 2 player game where like you place tanks and try to defend your base against like these AI controlled tanks. That was actually really fun. Never played that. I think there was like an NES version, but we played the arcade version. That was fun. But went through a nice little old school retro kick. So that might continue.
Cool. Mike.
So I've mostly played a little more Mortal Kombat. The Shang Tsung like pre stuff is out, so you have like the tower where you can try him out even if you didn't buy him yet. So I did that. He plays okay. I can't get into any of the variations yet where you can like change his moves, but he has a lot of the other classic ninja moves that for the ninjas that aren't in the game, like Rain and Reptile, stuff like that.
So quick question, like how does he, because like I haven't played in obviously like years where like I think it was still feasible for him to morph into like a lot of the characters or most of the roster, but I can't imagine that it's
you can do that.
The whole roster.
Yeah, and everyone you play, anyone you play against, you take. You can mimic them when it's a specific move, and you can like take them over for a few seconds, really.
But it's not like you have the whole cast at your disposal any given time, right?
No, just those certain specific moves you transform into the certain ninja characters for different attacks.
Why the ninjas? Is there like a reason for it?
Probably just because they're not playable in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and then in his fatalities uses a lot of the characters that actually are in the game too. But yeah, he has his own set of moves, obviously, too. So he's a pretty interesting character. I don't know how good he is. I didn't like play with him too much, but I think he's going to be available to everyone. Like maybe now. I know they had a full week for the people who brought the whole combat pack to get early access to him. But he seems like a pretty cool character. He has an old and young version of himself too. It's pretty cool to see. And on the other end of that, for the progression, I opened one secret room. I finally have enough heads to open a room, but there's more to get. And I don't think brutalities work. I think they have to be fatalities, which no one ever really like clarified on. But in my experience, I never unlocked a head from brutality. So if you're trying to do that,
that means.
yeah, I know. It's all there's it's much like real life. The things you try to get: hearts, souls, and head in Mortal Kombat. Those are your
Heart, stars, horseshoes, clovers, and balloons.
Yes.
All right.
Heart, souls, and heads.
There you go. All right. Anything else?
That's about it.
All right, Corey. Anything?
No, not really. I tried to play or take a look at the Bloodstain, and actually my power went out right as I was doing that. And I was like, oh, well, I got to deal with this now. But other than that, I was trying to... I mean, I played more Borderlands 2, but
yeah,
that's it, really.
So let me ask you something. Have you finished the DLC?
Yeah.
Okay, so is there actually a mission in that DLC that is eerily like something about Claptrap and the voice actor getting fired? There was a comparison I was hearing about.
Oh, I saw.
I haven't done every single mission in the game, so I don't think I came across that one yet.
There's a Corey. There were a couple of speedrunners that just did that last night. All Borderlands 2 quests in 3 hours. Come on, I expected you to be on stage with them.
That was main game. That was no DLC.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So
what, another hour for the DLC?
So what is this?
I just haven't done those because I've been like farming stuff.
I mean, this is pretty blatant from what I'm understanding. Like, what is the mission? I can't remember the detail. I wish I could look this up real quick.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I wasn't really paying attention to it.
I heard it was like a blatant, like, fuck you to the voice actor mission kind of thing. And then, like, it's just like, it's like not subtle. It's like pretty blatant that this is what's going on. It's pretty damning. And it's like, I don't know. It's not good press for the Borderlands team. So not going to be once it gets out more. But all right. Let's see what else we got. We get news. Let's see. Watchdog Legions, which Legion, is coming out and might be the game that finally gives us the illusion of choice that's even more illusion of choice. So where we can recruit anybody and there's no main character, but there will be 20 different replays to get the different endings of the game.
Are these going to be like little like cartoon vignettes like you get
I don't know.
endings all the time?
I don't know. The problem is because of the open-ended version of the game where you'll have anybody in there. It's like, I guess there's 20 different versions of the script created to give you different endings of the game.
Or it's the same thing happens, it's just a different character model.
Yeah. Or do you just go down how many? I mean, they can come up with 20 different colors to go down those lines.
Well, no, those 20 colors will turn into 3 colors at the end.
Yeah, and those are still fun to go back to 3.
Merge.
So yes. No, I thought it was cool though. We might. Here's my thing. Like, I'm really hoping that we're getting to the point in now development where we can have this game that's nice and big and branching and deliver.
Well, I mean, I think that's what people are looking at Cyberpunk to be, because to a limited extent, that's what Witcher 3 was.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. By the way, Mike, before I go on, I heard Outer Worlds getting rave reviews from E3. Like, people are loving that game.
I mean,
So,
I'm looking
sure it's Outer Worlds and not Outer Wild?
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm mixing. No, it was the Fallout, like the Fallout kind of style. I know
Okay.
that. So
Okay.
Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds.
No.
Yeah.
Jason Schreier was talking about Outer Wilds.
Oh, really? Maybe it was that one then. No, I
What is
swear.
Outer Wilds? Is that a real thing? What is that?
It's an open world exploration action adventure indie game.
Okay.
And
Got,
that
like, a
is
Big
getting
Daddy
rave
looking-
reviews right now.
Big Daddy looking dude.
Maybe I'm thinking of that. Maybe I heard that one
Like
actually. Never mind.
Jason Schreier even wrote an article about it's one of the best.
How
games
much?
this
Yeah,
year.
how much?
Really?
Like, this is an amazing game.
Okay. No, I mean I know that I like to listen to the Giant Bomb's E3 stuff, and there were a lot of people talking throughout those couch sessions about how good that
It's
game
got to
was.
be Outer Wilds because who's reviewing Outer Worlds?
Nobody, but they're saying they enjoyed what they played. It's not reviews. It's hype. So that's why I think it is Outer.
I didn't
Outer
even
Worlds.
know there was Outer Worlds impressions.
I thought that there was
It's got to
gameplay.
be Outer Wilds, man.
All right.
That's what
All
people
right.
are talking about right now.
All right, that might be it then. Good. All right, that might be it. I'm sorry, I mixed it up. So, all right, where were we? Oh, so the branching stories. We might get getting to the point where this actually can happen. I think we can finally have Mass Effect 3, guys. They can remake it.
No.
Nope.
So
I mean,
I don't know. I just feel like
It's not a technical issue. It's not a technical issue. It's a how much time, energy, and effort is going to be spent making all these different endings.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like, I mean, like if you go back to like Star Ocean 2 on the PlayStation 1, I bought that game because they advertised it as like over 100 fucking endings. I was like, oh my god, that is mind blowing. And like, yeah, it is considering like depending on what like a couple choices, it's like one blurb of text or something like that. And it's like, oh, that counts as a different ending. It's like, okay. I mean, you're stretching. There were a lot of still unique endings, but a lot of them were just like, oh, this character died in this ending, and the character lived in this other ending. It's like, okay, well, yeah. That's all I got. So
yeah. So I don't know. You're right. It's how much time they want to spend on it. So I don't know. What else we have on the news? We've got.
now again, with that said, they did New Vegas, so if anybody's going to do it, I would 100% trust them because
Sure.
I still stand by that game offering the player choice and actual decisions mattering so fucking much in that game.
Well, they're talking about Obsidian again, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
For Outer Worlds, we were.
yeah.
Oh,
The
we're
original
on.
story was on Legion.
We're on Legion.
Watch
We're talking
Dogs
about Legion. Here.
but
We're talking about Legion.
Oh well, we were talking about. You mentioned Outer Worlds, so I just
Yes.
made a quick-
It kind of yes. That game could deliver that, but that one's only supposed to be like 20 hours of a game. So
And
it's
that's
not gonna be
fine.
that big. Yeah.
And if anything, that's actually more incentive to have different endings because
Sure. That'd be great.
Surprises replay value and stuff like that.
So let's see. I have moving with this point is Sony has a patent now to out that's showing like next generation could really get rid of load screens. And I'm just like I said, I think next generation is going to be more about sizes of games than it is about graphics. We're not going to be moving forward with like way better looking graphics. I think we're going to get more options, like more branching, like more choices. Like an actual Mass Effect 3 game could really, like a really good branching story could develop in this generation. I think you could have this world.
I don't think that more power is gonna.
I think having a
a
larger, but I think having the larger capacity of space, I think that could help you with developing a story. I'm not saying that that's the excuse as to why they brought you to the 3 choices in Mass Effect 3. I'm saying that this could get you those like unlimited different choices.
The problem with these types of branching games is that everybody has their specific character that they are envisioning, and they're trying to go down this path. But
that's my point. They can take the game can cue this and draw in your character from what you've created because it can pull it in faster. Like they don't have to have those pre-cut scenes.
They're all gonna still.
You think it'll be pre-cut?
You're gonna get.
I think you could generate them on the fly.
No, I think you're still. If you want a really good story, I still think it's gonna get like filtered into a single or some type of, illusion of choice type of thing.
I mean, there's always gonna be the illusion of choice. It's always there. It's just I think this could hide it more.
What was that? Dying Light. It was supposed to have like a whole bunch of consequences and stuff, like for actions and things. Dying Light 2. So we'll see.
I don't know about that.
We'll see. Let's see. So the patent there is showing that they're going to get rid of the load screens by just auto loading while you're playing, and that's a cool feature. Final Fantasy VII obviously is in the news right now with the remake and how impressed people are with the game. They're removing materia from the game, which is something I distinctly. Yeah.
No, I thought they were.
Oh, some options. Sorry, removing some materia options in favor of other options. So it's like, but I remember playing that game. Like, I guess that's gonna help me out. I guess it makes it new. I guess that's what that does. Like, it just makes it like fresh. But like, I don't know. I got like to the point where I was, I don't know, mixing. I mean, that was the part of the game I loved was socketing. I guess socketing and using materia in that game. So I was like,
yeah, and that's fine. It's just there's so much of it that's just kind of useless. Too.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
And with the way they're changing the engine, like something like I don't know, like quad slash or whatever. Like I don't like slash all or whatever. Like I don't even know how it's going to work in real time. I mean, I guess it could just.
Oh, that's true. I guess you're right. You have to cut out that stuff. You're right.
Yeah, but
I didn't think about it that way.
But I mean, from what I read, they said specifically it's going to work exactly like it did in the original, where it's like equipment has slots and you put materia in it. Okay. Yeah, I guess the materia could change in properties in that case, which I would 100% understand. But the materia system is still going to.
Okay. Exist. I mean, okay. So I mean, they're doing a lot of work in this game. So it looks really awesome, and I'm excited.
I'm 100% on board on this.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much I'm actually excited for this game because like for years I was just like, I don't really like 7 which I think it's overrated and all that stuff, and now I'm just like, give it to me.
Yeah, they could actually deliver a good game here. Like, so
well, especially after the Resident Evil 2 remake that got this year, like Capcom did an amazing job on that. So I'm all about like take those janky ass PlayStation 1 games that like again, and I think we talked about this how like PS1 like that and N64 like those era games like just did not age as gracefully or as well. Like take all those games, remake them, remaster, whatever. Like give it to me in a modern day, console, and I'll be happy.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We have Avengers news as well. Don't expect they're not going to have random loot boxes. That's the big thing I posted here. So it will have purchases, but you can buy what you want, and it's going to be cosmetic, nothing to actually affect the gameplay.
That's fine.
They said there's no random loot boxes on their E3 conference.
Well,
did they say that? I missed that.
They're not loot boxes anymore. They're random surprises.
I missed that then because I saw this as like.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
Well, there's no you can buy what you want in this. They specifically spelled it out, saying you can go in and pick out what you want and buy it with money if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the pay model they're going.
I was making a joke how EA recently said in the controversy that loot boxes are surprise mechanics. And they're used ethically and compared it to like those Kinder eggs.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be fine if you didn't get duplicates, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if you didn't give you duplicates, that's absolutely would be great. But I mean, I don't know. It's ridiculous. All right. What else we have? Oh, we also have the season pass. Won't have Gears 5. Sorry, we're going to start this over. Gears 5 will not have a season pass or map packs, or gear packs actually, where everything they come out with post-launch in terms of maps is going to be completely free. I guess that's thanks to their subscription model.
Last time was bullshit.
Yeah, I mean this is subscription model.
It wasn't even a season pass. It was just because all the maps are free anyway.
Yeah,
all it was like you got access to all of them at the same time. Whereas if you didn't have a season pass, you only like they rotated them. So like there's like 2 this week, 2 next week, 2 like they. But if you had a season pass, you could play them all whenever you wanted, which is really stupid. And then like just like random skins and stuff, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
So like there's no incentive really to have gotten it. It was just a waste of money.
So I mean, Game Pass is huge for them. They're going to be. I mean, that's
if you have Ultimate Game Pass, you basically get all the bonuses.
Yeah, I mean that's what I have till 2021. Thank you. Thank you. Weird pricing thing they do. So,
that expires the end of the month too. The $1.
Oh, so make sure you guys do that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, and actually, if you have that when you play Gears 5, you get the Terminator stuff right off the bat. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what else. That's it. We have for news. Our topic is Kickstarter. Big topic. We started this a little bit during the E3 episode where Tony had smartly said we're getting way off topic here, and now we can get back into it though. So Kickstarter has, I guess, not been as big as it used to be, thanks to, I guess, some flopped games and fans of the games, especially with like,
Well,
let's
there
take.
were a few high-profile games,
Sure.
but I still see a bunch of like
Indie games.
Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah. I mean, let's go with Mighty Number 9 as the first game for me to talk about. I mean, let me just, my stance on Kickstarter. I'll get this out right now. We'll get the ball rolling. My stance on Kickstarter is, and let me finish, is that you are pre-ordering a game that could exist.
You're not pre-ordering.
Yes, you are. You are pre-buying. You are
You're
pre-buying that product before it exists. You're
No,
not guaranteed to get it. You're not guaranteed to get it.
That's why
but
you're
you
not
are pre-buying
pre-buying, Jim. You're
But
not
you are.
buying anything. You are not buying anything. You are being rewarded for helping a project come to life, but you are not buying anything.
I got it. Like, you have a pricing tier, and when you give them $30, you get the digital copy of this game. So you are basically pre-buying this copy so that they know that they have that sold and they can make this game.
That's the problem. Is that's what you're thinking?
But I'm not saying you're
Kickstarter is.
But you're not entitled to it. Like, the game could not come out. I'm not saying you're entitled to it.
Anything. That's what I'm saying. You're not purchasing anything.
Yeah, I disagree. I think you are buying something. I think that's what I get this as.
That's the problem. That's what people think is they're
But-
buying something.
but they're also
when
feeling
you
like
buy
they're-
something. You have a right to be upset when you don't get it.
But that's what you don't have the right to be upset when you don't get it. Still, you don't. I don't have any. If the game didn't come
That's
out,
why I'm saying the wording is very important, Jim.
I don't know. I'm saying that I expect when I pre-order a game, like, it's the same idea. The game could not come out then.
You'll get your credit back probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting my money back on a Kickstarter. That's the only difference.
Okay,
I see.
What are you trying to argue for, though?
I'm arguing. No, I'm just giving you my stance on Kickstarter because there's a lot of people that are upset about this whole Epic Store exclusivity with Shenmue.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That's why you can't word it the way you're wording it.
But I'm saying that they don't have any right to be upset. I mean, anybody else would take that side of them being upset. I don't know. I guess I'm on the same side as you guys. I'm just saying that when I'm looking at it like I'm pre-ordering a game that may not come out. I'm not saying I'm not on the same side as you guys. Like, I'm not saying I'm entitled to anything.
Yeah, it's not a pre-order. You're investing.
Yep.
You're investing,
and you're not even an investor. That's the other thing.
But that's the problem. Like, and that if you're going to call it investment, but you're not an investor because you don't get. But you are. But you're investing in the game. You don't get any.
That's the thing. So investing into a game, you would expect to get something out of that. And again, there's no guarantee, right?
Like, I know
you're getting, let's say, a percentage, or you're getting some monetary value out of it, or a reward. Kickstarter is a platform for creative people to put out a project that they would like to see come to life and don't have enough money to do that. Now it's becoming something else. It's becoming a pre-order storefront for a lot of companies because there's almost like a 0% chance that things not coming. But that's not what Kickstarter started out as, and it's not what their whole terms of service and all that stuff. That's not what it's built on. It's built on a platform for people to get money to create a thing. Now, they can decide if they want to give you the thing once it's done. They can decide to make it more incentivized. It can incentivize you to help them out by saying, hey, you're going to be one of the first people to get this thing, or help to make this project come to life and actually develop this thing. It's all part of the creative process, and that's what Kickstarter is supposed to be about.
But here's the thing, and I don't know because I've never been on Kickstarter myself. So if you say there's this goal, and the wording on their page is, if we reach this goal, the game will be made, and then the certain people who donated, or whatever you would call it, a certain amount would get these things, doesn't that make that a legal contract?
No.
Why not?
Because it is stated in the Kickstarter terms of agreement. Like, you should know this information. That's why I don't defend anything about this. The only thing I would say that people could be upset about.
So there's nothing wrong with if they get their money goal and then it's like, oh, we decided we are not doing this anymore.
No, there's there's a difference between there's nothing wrong. There's absolutely everything wrong with that. But there's no legal action that can be taken against them according to what platform they're using and how that was delivered to them. Like,
So
Why was
so
everyone-
within the
There's
wording
people
of
that
the
took like millions
Kickstarter
of
thing,
dollars and just never rewarded people for it. They just like took the money and ran. That's happened.
I'm sure it has. My point was like, I think when I first started with this, I looked at it like I was an investor in this game, and then as an investor, I expected to know things about this game before other people knew about things about this game, and that's not the case.
well,
Mighty
that's
Number 9 you're talking about? Which
I'm
game
just
we
saying, in
talking
any,
about?
I've had a couple of experiences now: Bloodstained, Mighty Number 9, and Shenmue. All of them, I am not the first to know when something is changed. They tell everybody else, like the press, know about it first. They know about that, and then they tell the
I
backers.
disagree with that. I mean, I think in the updates you're getting a much more behind the scenes look. It's not like
I don't think we're getting those.
exclusive or
I don't
anything
think
like
so.
that.
I immediately I think it was Mighty Number 9. I think I read. Why am I getting blurry? I think I read the news where it was on a website before I got the email, and I think it was Mighty Number 9 that did that.
Yeah, it could be, but that
with a
was
delay.
I think something specific to Inafune.
I think it was
Like
a
everything
delay.
with Bloodstained, everything with Bloodstained was done via communication emails. Every single thing.
And anything
Yeah,
you
maybe
saw in
it's-
the news, people were posting based off of Kickstarter backer emails. Like that's where the sources are.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think that there probably have been projects where things come out before and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
updating
that's
their
the-
communication's not always been that great, and that's on the project creator side. That's not always on
Yeah. Right.
can't
Because
blame
So they
Kickstarter
should
for that.
treat you that way. I'm just not. I
Right,
never
they
got
should.
that vibe. I
Right,
never got that vibe.
right, but because unfortunately you backed a lot of shitty projects. No offense, bro, but like you did. Like Shovel Knight, they communicated everything through the official backer emails. That's how you got first wind of every little thing. Inafune, if you remember, his goal was not to just fund Mighty Number 9, like that game. He wanted to create a new character, a new IP, license the shit out of it, toys, movies, animated series, this, that, and the other thing. He was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna make the next Mega Man or the next Mario or the next Sonic or whatever. And so that's why he was going to the press and getting those interviews and doing all that stuff, because he wanted to promote the character, which, in my opinion, was highly disrespectful to the backers. I even said as such because I remember how review outlets got the game before I did.
That's what it was. That's what. Yes, that happened
Right.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, and absolutely. And unfortunately, I backed that project, and I got burned by it, and I learned my lesson. And I'll never give Inafune money again. But
Yeah.
that's the dice. That's
That
the
is
result
not
of the dice.
But that's not the common way Kickstarter is.
No, out of Shovel Knight, Mighty Number 9, and Bloodstained, that's the only one that burned me.
I think the people that are most successful on Kickstarter are the people that put the backers first and that realize that the people that are supporting them to create this project are the ones that deserve the most attention and obviously the most communication. And so those are the ones that are successful, like you said, Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight. I like those two.
Team Cherry. Yeah, I was just about to talk about Team Cherry. So originally in the Kickstarter, the DLC, like where you play as what's her name, Hornet, was just supposed to be a DLC. And then as they were developing it, they're like, we just want to make a whole new game because like we just don't want to be tied to that same engine, that same world. We're just making a whole new game. And before they like could even like get that out there, they're like, look, if you back this, you're getting that next game for free. For free. Like they're like, we made that promise to you that this was a Kickstarter thing. So you are going to get it. You unfortunately gonna have to wait even longer for it, but you're gonna get it for free because that's what was promised to you. And that was amazing. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, we got Bloodstained had the Steelbook that was released at Best Buy that I would love to have an option for in the beginning. But I'm not crazy upset about not getting that. I'm just saying it would have been cool to give their backers that option of getting that first before giving that to.
Again, Jim, that was a retailer exclusive thing where Best Buy was like, sure, we'll buy X thousand copies of Bloodstained, but we need something exclusive to get people into the store to buy it.
See, for me, all these were these things specifically promised to you on their page, or is that just how it went out?
No, that came up later.
Why would you expect that?
Oh, because it's like I don't know. I feel like I would have preferred to just buy it from Best Buy at that point.
Okay.
Not that I wouldn't have bought the game, but
so then you don't want to be a backer.
Well, the problem is that's the problem. They need backers to make the game.
You're right. Okay, where are we going with this?
So like they should entice me to to back their game, which they did, I guess. But
The-
that's ultimately why I'm not like that upset about the thing. But I would have liked to have had the option of gotten the steelbook copy of that game.
Okay, but the person that's just going into Best Buy and buying it, sure, they'll get the steelbook. Are their names going to be in the credits, or is your name's going to be?
My name's in the credits. Oh shit, I missed that part.
Your name is in the credits.
Yay! Am I Mighty number 9?
Probably, maybe.
Hopefully not.
You're
Shit.
responsible for it.
I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be in that one. I want no part of that.
I mean, that's what I look at it as. It's if you want something to be made so much you're willing to pay for it, that's what I think Kickstarter is. I'm not sure like what other sort of privileges you would expect that aren't spelled out for you.
I don't know.
But I think
Jim,
if they spell something out that doesn't happen and the game comes out, then I think you do have a little bit of reason to have an issue.
Let's talk about the Epic Store thing with Shenmue. Let's move into that. Obviously, there's a big backlash about this. Now, again, this is the problem. I don't think anybody's going to argue for the people arguing because I don't. What's another loader? I mean, what's the big deal? I'm not a PC gamer, so I don't know. But I don't see a big deal of getting the Epic Store to get your game.
Yeah, I mean,
but it was promised that they said Steam was required.
Yeah, and that's the thing is where like I can understand the frustrations of those people, and at the very least, I think if you back the game, you get a Steam. You have your choice of either Steam code or Epic Game Store code. Not like don't officially sell, Shenmue 3 on Steam, but allow them to download and release it via the code only on Steam because that is what they said on their Kickstarter project.
It was a requirement for the game, so
exactly.
that would be false promising right there. So does that change anybody's comment? Corey, does that change anything for you?
I missed that. What?
So the Epic Store, because the game Shenmue 3 had
the launcher thing?
Yeah. So Shenmue 3 had that in its requirements for PC that Steam was required when people were backing the game.
No, I mean it's very true. When it comes to Kickstarter, for me, I don't assume anything, and so I can't be disappointed. At the same time, I'm disappointed when something doesn't pan out. Like as a couple Kickstarters that I've recently learned, like just recently, that they say it's canceled and that money's basically gone, and so it's like, that's really shitty and stuff. But like for Shenmue, you're getting the game. You're still getting the game. You're still going to be able to play the game. And you can still be able to play the game on the system that you have choice, just not in the launcher of your choice.
But it's not delivering on a promise,
right? And then that's.
I mean, the fact that it doesn't cost you any more money, though, that I don't think it matters.
I agree, Mike, and that's where I stand on this. But
Kickstarter,
I'm just trying to play a little devil's advocate here.
That's where the Kickstarter factor comes into play here, because when you do back a project. Right up front, most of the project are going to say, there's these risks. And the risks are we're going to try to make this the best we can, but things are going to change throughout the project, throughout the whole development process. And, we're going to do our best to fulfill everything that we say, but you have to understand that, because this is something that's being built from the ground up based on the fact that you're giving us the money to do it, it's going to change as it goes along. And especially with video games, with video games, especially, they are so much harder than I back a lot of board games. So board games, they change as well, but there's a lot more that's solid and you can kind of hey, this is what the plan is. And, there's not much changing, but with development and coding and stuff, so much can change. And so with video games, especially, it's hard to just say, hey, this is what's going to happen, and this is what you're going to get at the end. You can't assume that. So for me, personally, I can understand how people are upset, but they have to realize that they're not pre-ordering something that is on the store. It's not, this is not unfortunately, this is not like the Exodus Metro situation where they were pre-ordering stuff on Steam and then they pull it off of Steam and then said, nope, you're getting it on Epic. This is not that situation. Even though they said, hey, you're going to get it on Steam, you weren't actually.
The game didn't exist yet.
Steam.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. I get you. Yeah. I don't know. I know that it's wording of it really. That's really the key. And expecting entitlement. And I don't expect entitlement, but I guess I should not be looking at it like a pre-order then, I guess.
No, and that's the biggest problem.
Because you're buying the game beforehand. That's all. You are buying the game. You are the definition of pre-ordering a game. It's just
you're not.
I'm not expecting
to make something,
but I'm not expecting a return.
Well, that's why you can't say you're buying something. It's GoFundMe.
I'm pre-ordering. I'm not buying. I'm not pre-buying.
It's not guaranteed to happen. It's not guaranteed to happen, man.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, but I'm not buying. I'm not pre-buying.
You're giving them money.
Jim, it's like this is like me saying I want to go drinking.
I mean,
have some money to do that. And, like, you can have my friendship because you're giving me money. That's like you're not buying anything. You're just like you're gonna be able to experience the ride. Like,
yeah.
Well, no. I mean, if everything works out, yeah, you're right. But if it doesn't, you're just donating for people who tried.
Yes, yes, you are just donating. It's a charity. It's a charity.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. I don't know. Anything else to add, guys?
No, I mean,
go on.
I just wish people would understand what Kickstarter is as a platform, because
you're massive. Like, you're into Kickstarter a lot. You do a lot of board games. Not a lot of games. I don't think I'll ever back another video game. I just don't think I ever will. Not that it's been a terrible experience, because Bloodstained's been very good. And I'm looking forward to Shenmue 3, even though I've heard it's very Shenmue, which is nothing wrong with that for me. That's what I was expecting. But I just don't feel like there's no necessity for me to back a Kickstarter game for me. Like, there's just not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd rather... that's where I'm at. I think Shenmue 3 and Bloodstained is the reason, because I'm like, I would have preferred to have bought that from Best Buy. And yeah, I don't care.
That's it. That's your hang up. It's this goddamn steelbook, dude.
No, I just think like what's the like
No,
they got it
is,
cheaper
Jim,
and they got a steelbook.
The thing, obviously, you're just one person.
Yes.
But if everybody thought that way, you wouldn't have this game at all. You wouldn't have the option to buy the steelbook at Best Buy.
That's my that brings me back to my point of like,
All right, Jim. You know what? The next time you're like, oh man, I wish they would make a game like this. I'm like, well, they're never gonna make a fucking Kickstarter for it. I never want to hear it. Never want to hear it ever again.
Here's the other thing, though. I think most of these people who are on, like, people trying to make games kind of don't mind the thought that people feel like it's a pre-order thing, because you're going to get a lot more people that way to actually donate than they would otherwise if they really honestly thought about how this is really just a donation for people trying to make a game.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that they need to word the things that they need to put like the risks and challenges. You have to do that, and you have to, like, as a creator, if you have one big bad Kickstarter, you can't go back.
Yeah, I know, and that's and Funes. Like,
I mean, even like his second Kickstarter he did without even like.
Yeah, the first one wasn't even over.
You know what it is?
It's crash and burned.
Kickstarter's just a giant loot box, giant surprise mechanics.
No,
you may get what you want, but
and
you're going to spend some money on it, but you may get
that
nothing.
Should be the most rewarding as well is like you're part of the development process, and a lot of creators, they try to take the input from Kickstarter backers, and they try to make you involved and get you involved in the game or in the project.
Yeah, with surveys.
Yeah, so I don't think I ever really got into it like that. So just for me, I'm not going to do it again.
And so it's just not for you. But like as somebody who wants to see a project come to life and help it, the development process, that's what it's there for. And I think that's pretty neat. Like,
let me rephrase that. I'm not going to do it again for a video game. I could see myself doing it for a board game.
I mean, there's some board games they've changed a lot because of the backer influence. Like they've changed the way that the game is going to be made, and like actually Gloomhaven's a great example. It's like a lot of the stuff was actually backer like influenced in Gloomhaven. So, and that was a huge game. It's like BGG. Jeez, I can't say the word. Board Game Geek #1 game right now, and that was a Kickstarter. And the creator of the game even said like a lot of design influences and quality of life improvements they made on the game were due to like backer influence.
All right. I think anything else? We're good. I think that's it. That's going to wrap up 452 of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Let us know what you think about this Kickstarter stuff, like Epic Store. Do you guys like getting your Shenmue from Epic? Thanks for
Maybe
tuning in.
not. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about it.
Follow us on Twitter, All You Can Geek, like us on Facebook. Hit that subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube. We appreciate it. See you guys next week.